And welcome back to Bad Decisions Club presents Fallout, the tabletop role-playing game. We are currently in a sewer. We are cooking up some, maybe not cooking, but butchering some Mirelurk Queen meat. And I wanted to check in with all the players and find out if there's anything else that anyone wanted to do before you ascend the ladder and get back out onto the street. Was there anything else anybody wanted to do or say? We all pretty good? Okay, so as before, Rast, well, before he goes up, he's going to look down at the Gutsy, and then he's going to look up at Sally and Nancy, and he's going to say, I don't know if this is a necessary thing for a machine, but I think we should at least pay respects before we move on.
I agree.
Could not have had a more loyal companion. Was between us and danger every step of the way. Thank you, Mr. Gutsy.
Thank you, Mr. Gutsy.
Thank you, Mr.
It was
Gutsy.
inspirational.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and give you all an action point from Rast's motivating speech. And he will go ahead and be the first to ascend the ladder. And he will sort of quietly push the manhole cover up and out of the way and crawl up into the area or into the street above. Who's coming up directly after him?
I'll come up after.
Okay. So as you come up, you note that you are in kind of a business district kind of area. And there is a low brick wall a little bit to your right as you come out. It is still sort of bordering on dark. Actually, I said that you were bordering on dark when you went in. So I'm going to say that we are sort of nighttime right now. And there aren't a whole lot of lights on the street, but there are a few that sort of sweep back and forth. And you can still see the glow of Diamond City only a couple of blocks away from where you are. And the streets seem, at least for the moment, to be clear. Who comes up next? Do the handies let both the humans go up first, or
I would suggest Edgar next. Let the smushies go.
Also better to not be
Okay.
below the thruster of a handy, like also fair.
Yeah.
So again, as Edgar comes out, Rast motions him to stay down and get close to the wall so that he's not visible immediately. And then the two handies come out, and Rast will say, okay, so Diamond City is just 2 blocks that way, but wait, be quiet. And his eyes sort of widen. Bounding around the corner of the intersection is a trio of super mutants. Each of them is at least 7 feet tall with broad shoulders and musculature, wielding crude but deadly oversized weapons. They appear to be having a boisterous conversation. Boss, I think you smacked him in the gob too hard. He's talking crazy. One of the massive, greenish-brown-skinned mutant bellows. Another mutant growls angrily. I am telling you, I saws what I saws. Was a horse, nice and white, with a big horn on its head. Good for stabbing things. The first mutant begins to laugh wildly at the absurdity of the idea. Suddenly, the largest of the three, a super mutant holding a massive gun, smacks both of them upside their skulls. The large mutant lifts her nose and sniffs around, sounding a little like a dog. Shut up. I smell food. Messy, tasty food. I smell human. So you are crouched behind this half wall. The mutants have stopped in the intersection nearby. They have not seen you. What do you do? Oh, I'm waiting this one out. Someone tell me what you're doing.
I whisper to Edgar, hey, You think you can chuck a baseball at one of those?
If
Oh, I can chuck a baseball at anything.
if we're going to fight, yes, that would be the best way to start it. But if I may add, let's if we're going to fight them, let's pick one of them to finish off first, all of us, because that way there's only 2 left. Hopefully we can take at least one of them out before they can react.
I think we should go for the biggest one first.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Is that
Can they be reasoned with?
I do have a lot of charisma. Maybe.
if you could convince them that you're very, very strong, perhaps
Ooh.
they respect strength. I don't know if they can be reasoned with. I've never tried. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure it's not a good idea though. That thing could probably break you over its knee.
Could we reach up the claws like we're a Mirelurk queen? Just the claws and scare them off and make like chattering noises?
I don't think that's workable. No, I'm afraid not.
Darn.
And Rast
would be
does
cool.
manage to keep himself from laughing as he says that though.
So baseballs. Yes?
I love your enthusiasm.
Where do
All right.
those
Tall
things
boy.
come from anyways?
Target the largest one. Once the 3 of them are down, the door is right over there. If we can get there and let them know we're here, they'll open the door and we can get in. So once these 3 are done, we have to run, okay? Because there are others, and that grenade is going to bring them. But if we're fast, we can do this. Okay. And he, again, pulls out his rifle. And, yeah.
pull
I feel
out
like I missed a critical bit of information. What are the creatures?
They're super mutants.
super mutants.
Okay, all right.
Before we start attacking, I also pull out a weapon that actually has ammo for it.
Very good.
Perfect.
I'm going to say that Super Mutant 1 is the one that is like the largest physically, the one that said the thing at the end about human food.
Okay.
And I'm going to say we're going to start with Edgar because you are starting off the combat with your blast, and then we will get into rounds. So you will have some actions before the super mutants get to do any sort of a reaction. So roll your
Okay.
attack for the grenade.
Okay. I want to aim for the head, as always.
This is a good time for me to remind the viewers at home that we do have a reward system for donations. If you want to give action points to the player characters to benefit them, if you want the mysterious stranger to show up and take a shot, if you want to give me a little help, you can donate to do that. There are plenty of buttons all over the screen, or you can hit ! I believe it's donation or charity.
Let's roll those beautiful dice.
Okay, both of those hit. 2 successes. I'll give you your action point.
All right. I'm gonna spend 2 of them immediately for more dice.
You got it. For 6 points of damage. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay. So you drop this thing, and
We
again,
can't see
your
the
aim
super
with this
mutants.
baseball is impeccable. Like, if baseball
Gotten
was
very
still an
good.
actual sport in this year, you would be amazing at it. But you drop it right at the bottom, and just like with the Mirelurks, where they kind of skittered up to it and looked down at it, the super mutants all kind of go, "Ugh," and they look down at it, and it detonates and hits all 3 of them for some serious shredding damage. They all manage to keep their feet, but they all have like blood cascading down the fronts of their bodies.
They aren't on the combat tracker.
Thank you very much.
There
I
we
have
go. Thank you.
uninvisibled them. So we're going to go to Dr. Rast, who's going to go ahead and take a shot with his laser rifle at the biggest one, as he said. Does not manage to score a hit. Let's go ahead and re-roll one of those with luck. Still no. It turns out he's not actually that great with a gun. Edgar, it's your turn again.
You're
Still there. Like,
huh?
it takes a
Yeah?
minor action to pull another baseball. Someone paid Gail Stronghammer paid $100 for infinite baseballs. You are absolutely encouraged to throw another one of those.
I would love to be encouraged to throw another one. And now that
And as you're pulling out this baseball and ready to go, again, the guitar fills the air. And again, this time, even more improbably, the mysterious stranger steps out from behind like a light post. You know, like one of those like telephone poles. Steps out like he was totally there the whole time. Holds up that ridiculously large revolver of his and takes a single shot. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Oh my God, he absolutely crits and gets you all to maximum action points.
Nice.
So this is a torso injury. He goes ahead and he aims right down the center mass. The thing pierces right in the center of the sternum, and like the super mutant is shoved back 5 or 6 feet like anime style, and manages to keep his feet, but the bullet goes through and through out the back. And again, the mysterious stranger vanishes into the night. Edgar, you were gonna go ahead and roll that throne.
I was gonna roll that throne correctly this time. Now that I've actually refreshed my stuff and it recalculated after the level up.
Oof,
Oh,
you are
that's so
glad
bad.
that you did not get a 20 on that one. You are so happy. So you throw the second one, and they're ready for it this time. Like they all dive away from the second baseball, and it explodes harmlessly. Nancy.
Look, I got some luck.
Oh, you do have some luck. Go ahead and roll that one luck. Let's see what happens.
Ooh.
You're looking for an 11 or less. Okay, so they begin to roll away, but like the wind picks up, or it hits a divot in the road just right, so that the ball sort of rolls along with them. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I spent 3 action points, by the way.
Good God. Okay, 5 points of damage. Okay, so the big one, the one you were all going to aim for, gets like gets the closest to the grenade, and it's like slammed back into the corner of one of those brick and mortar buildings, and you can hear a snap as his spine sort of cracks on the corner of that building. So he's dead. The other two are just sort of ejected, and they roll across the street, and they both kind of get up on their hands and knees and spit out a bunch of blood, but not quite dead. Alexandria, it's your turn.
Wait, what about me? What about Nancy?
What about Nancy? You're right. I hit the thing too many times. Nancy, it's your turn.
Okay, so the largest one that we all agreed to kill was killed, right?
Yeah,
He's dead.
He's already down, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So I will target another of the foul super mutants with my laser.
Go for it.
And I'm going to use 1 action point. If it cooperates with me.
Yep, there you go. Heck yeah, not only do you hit, you generate 2 action points.
Excellent. And then I'm rolling an additional die because of my laser commander perk.
Even with that, with 1 damage, that is actually enough. So this super mutant is like just trying to get up, like it's staggering to its feet. Its head, it's ringing. His arm is like hanging limply, and it looks up. And just as it looks up, your laser catches it right through the face, and it drops to the ground. I know it says arm, but yeah, right in the face. Did you have anything else, or do we want to move on? Excellent. Alexandria, there is one more super mutant that is kind of sort of staggering to its feet in a very drunken way. What are you up to? Jay, are you with us? Uh-oh.
Sorry, hello.
Oh,
I forgot
all
that I
good.
muted.
Oh, gotcha.
Which-
Hey, happens all the time. No worries.
Yeah. Which super mutant?
The
there's
only
Super
one that
Mutant
is
2 and Super
left,
Mutant
I'll
3.
go ahead and remove the one that's dead. The only one that's left
Okay.
is Super Mutant 3, and it is like dazed and confused right now. Like it's a perfect target.
Yeah, I roll to fire on it.
That's enough to hit it. Roll that
Okay.
damage. Three damage is enough to kill it. Why don't you tell me how it dies?
As I fire, it hits it in the gut, and it reaches down to the cradle itself before it finally falls over and says, "Mommy."
Nice. I love it. Perfect. So now immediately, because two large explosions and some gunfire happened, like you can hear both Diamond City guards and super mutants beginning to rouse. So you've got just a moment where everyone hopefully books it to the front gates of Diamond City, where there is a little speaker sticking out with a button on the front. And as you're running up, it said, "Who's out there? What are you doing out there so late?"
We're running for our lives.
Did you hit the button?
What but?
Fair enough. No response. Can anyone hear me? Is there anybody out there?
Yes.
You hear very
No, I'm
low
kidding.
over the intercom. Are they just trying to yell at us over the wall?
No, I'm kidding. Edgar knows what the fuck a button is. Come on.
No. Yes. I guess once you say hello, the person on the other side says, "Nobody comes here at night. Wow. Let's get the gate up for you, and then we'll talk to you on the inside. Just try not to get killed for the next 30 seconds." And there's a loud sort of clanging sound as the machinery begins to move the massive front door of Diamond City up on its hinges. And as you go through, Diamond City guards begin to sort of come out and fan around the front of the opening with their literal baseball umpire outfits, complete with the mask. And they sort of take up positions in front of the door while you all hurry in, and then back their way in as the wall comes back down. Whew. Well, I'm not going to ask any questions just now, but I'm probably going to ask some in the future, just so you know. It's weird that folks would be here at night. How did you get past the super mute? Oh.
Oh,
Oh no,
we
I
exploded
understand. I'm going to recommend the Dugout Inn. They've got excellent cleaning facilities as well.
That sounds excellent.
He begins to kind of turn his head away from everybody.
Alexandria, finally knowing that rest and a clean place to do such cleaning is around, takes her rat away, which she knows is somewhat of a laxative.
That's fair. And that'll cure that'll cure all 4, I believe, of the rads that you've got.
Yep.
Very nice. So your maximum health goes back up to normal. And you enter Diamond City in the middle of the night, which is absolutely not what the module intended. So I am ad hocing here. So as you come down, there's a descent into the center of Diamond City. If you haven't been there, Diamond City is essentially a repurposed Fenway Park. And as they come down, they're sort of coming out onto the outfield or onto the infield. And there are only 2 beings out in the sort of marketplace that are really active in the middle of the night. And that is a Protectron that is standing behind a counter of a stand called Power Noodles, which is directly in the center of this sort of opening area. And a Mr. Handy standing in front of a glowing sign that says Diamond City Surplus. Those are the only 2 beings that are currently out and about, other than the occasional guard making a patrol. What do you all do? You're in Diamond City.
If we wanted to sell anything that we have now, would probably be a good time to do that.
Yeah, I'm curious how selling works just between Fantasy Grounds and the Fallout system.
The simple storefront is a mess of shelves and desks cluttered with random objects. A heavy metal door in the back seems to lead to a storeroom. Floating at the center of the storefront is its nighttime shopkeeper, a Mr. Handy robot with the name tag Percy hanging loosely from one of its ocular units. Noting your presence, Percy intones in a polite male robotic voice. Welcome to Diamond City Surplus. We sell everything. Stim packs, ammunition, outerwear, dinnerware, and explosives.
I don't think we're too troubled with explosives, my good sir.
We are also the exclusive trading partner of anyone outside of Diamond City. We're the best place to go if you have something to sell.
Yeah.
Though I
was
cannot
thinking.
accept any haggling, my programming requires a certain price.
Okay. Okay.
And he just, again, sort of turns back and hovers in front of the store. This is not like high pressure sales tactics. It's just letting you know who he is and what he does. The Protectron.
Perhaps we should get medical attention first.
There is actually a medical facility in the area. It is currently closed, but it does seem like the kind of place where the doctor would probably live on premises. So,
Well, I don't think anyone's injuries are too important to be like, "Hey, Doc, open the heck up."
We really should
so-
attend to Sally though.
Yeah.
Those are not insignificant.
If
Though
you
I don't
get
think
within-
a mechanic would be around.
if you get within like 10 feet or so of the Protectron behind the Power Noodles counter, it says, Nani shimasu ka?
Huh?
It will offer you some Power Noodles in exchange for caps.
No thanks.
Try to give it the Mirelurk meat.
Can you sell
Edgar,
things to that? I wonder. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
It's your game. Come
Let's
on. Can we
see.
sell things to it?
He'll turn to someone else. Nani o shimasu ka?
I don't know what that means.
I think we can only buy noodles from this robot. So if we want noodles, we can buy noodles. Otherwise, Percy might be our best bet. But the noodles are good, I've heard.
Rast will look around and say, "Yeah, that's a thing we could do." And Percy deals fairly, although he won't accept any bargains. But I think maybe sleeping is probably the best, and getting these taken care of might be a good idea before the sun comes up.
Whatever.
But either.
Yeah, I think it's probably just best if we get to the dugout inn and rest.
Now, as
And
a
get
note,
clean.
because you asked about mechanics, I can sell things like more or less automatically if you put them into the party inventory. I can just sell everything for, I believe it's 50% market value, and then distribute the caps among you. It should be a very, very quick process. So when you go to do that, or when you go to sell things, just take anything you want to sell, throw it into the party inventory, and I can sell it all at once.
Can I still do the cap collector plus smooth talker?
Cap collector, I'll give you. Smooth talker, I won't, because specifically this handy robot does not accept any sort of barter or speech checks. That's part of the module.
Fair. Okay. Sure. I'll just open up party sheet. Are we selling the Queen Mirelurk meat? Who's carrying that?
I like the idea of everyone sort of gathering together and like, wait, so what are we selling? Like, he's right here, we're right here. Like, what are we selling?
I feel like we might need it to repair a friend or provide medical assistance to another. We probably will need caps. We do not need Mirelurk meat.
I do have both stim packs and repair kits.
I don't think we'll need dog food.
You did say you have everything, correct?
Well, it is our slogan, yes, but we do have a wide variety of goods and services, yes.
Excellent, thank you.
I see we are piling together some dog food, some dog armor, some Mirelurk meat.
I would like to purchase something very specific, if possible, from this guy. It might be a little bit too esoteric.
What did you have in mind?
I want to purchase the chemicals and tools necessary to make that inhaler of jet into an inhaler of ultra jet. Because I know how to do that because of chemist.
Ooh. I'm gonna let that happen. I think that's a fantastic plan. So I'll go ahead and say that, like, you actually have to go into the back and rummage around a little bit, which distresses Percy quite a bit, but you are able to find what you need. Let's go ahead and call that, let's go ahead and call that 15 caps if you have it.
Okay. I have 10 in my personal inventory. I'm sure we'll have.
You will have more in a moment because you're
once
selling things. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I see some Nuka-Cola is being traded. The moonshine is being traded. The tire iron is that you so valiantly earned is being traded. Anything else before I hit the button?
There's
I'll give him. I'll give him 50 baseballs.
No, I am not. I am not letting you break Fallout's economy with your goddamn infinite baseballs. I am not letting you break the entire Commonwealth. No, bad.
Infinite baseballs for all who.
Moving right along.
Look.
So suddenly I'm reminded.
I didn't say infinite. I said 50.
I am reminded of the story of Strega Nona, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
Are
we good?
$100, which are not legal tender in Fallout.
Are we good on trading stuff?
I don't think so yet.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. I have one.
I've got a bunch of pipe guns that I need to sort through.
Oh man, just like the game. Just like the game.
Literally, just like the game.
Okay, I think I only picked up the one, like, useless sort of thing.
Let's see.
And it's nice and peaceful. Like, it's gorgeous out.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell very good, but you figure that's you. And it is.
Good to know. Good to know. Hey Edgar, would you like any of these pipe weapons?
Oh, no, thank you. I think I'm good.
Okay. Let's see.
So while we're
Along with
finishing that
stats and
up,
others.
let's go ahead and talk about what happens after you make the sale. So you make your trades. If anyone has anything they want to buy, that's another thing that you can go ahead and do in the background if you want. But I want to go ahead and move ahead to what are we doing after that? You said the dugout inn. Yeah, that's probably the way to go.
Yeah.
So the dugout inn is, again, sort of closed for the evening, but it is an inn, so it does have a light on. You're able to make your way in. And a very bleary-eyed kind of a very bleary-eyed person looks up from behind a desk and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Can I help you?" And he'll look around.
Oh, yes, we would like one, and then he kind of looks back at two rooms.
Yeah, we could do that. Let me see what the cost is going to be. We go 5 caps per room per night. So if you want to, we do have 2 ready available. You're out awfully late.
Oh yes, we just got into town.
Oh, of course. Well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you head over to the Colonial Tap House at some point tomorrow, because there's supposed to be some sort of party or something over there.
I do feel like we need a party.
Colonial Tap House.
So you said 2 rooms, yeah? Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
If you'll follow me. How are we doing on selling stuff?
I think we're good.
Excellent. Boom. Wow. And
Oh, we did get a lot of money from that.
Boom.
Oh, and it's all gone.
well, no, I mean I distributed it among you, right? So now you should all have caps in your own personal inventory. Yes. So for those who couldn't see,
I just watched that
everybody,
go from 157 to 3.
Right. There was that was about 157 caps worth of stuff, which I just distributed through the group, so they all have their own caps. So once again, go ahead and look through the items. Each item has its own cap cost, and I trust you to keep that in mind. I'm not going to make, since you're dealing with Percy, I'm not going to make you roll anything for it. So just, anything you want to buy, go ahead and buy. Other than that, though, you go to sleep and wake up the next morning, yeah?
Sure.
And get clean.
Also, you get clean.
What's the cost of making Jet into Ultra Jet, or do you just want me to pay the full price for Ultra Jet?
Go ahead and pay the difference. Look at Ultra Jet, look at Jet, pay the difference.
Oh, seriously? The difference is only 17.
It's only 17. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're able to pick up the parts, you're able to utilize the equipment and get that made.
Cool.
What were you doing in that vault? Never mind. So, morning. Folks wake up. One person's already been awake since the crack of dawn, cooking drugs. What is everybody else doing first thing in the morning on your technically second day in Diamond City?
I'm looking for armor to buy, I think.
Totally. Anybody?
Candies don't sleep, so I've been cleaning myself, everybody else's stuff, all the things.
Oh man, the clothing is pristine the next day. You even managed to find yourself some Abraxo cleaner, which really takes out that sewer stink. Not super great. Not super great for the colors on fabric, but like you at least get all the smell out. Things might be a little bit faded though.
Love that.
So you're puttering around all night and cleaning things up. Edgar's cooking drugs. What's Alexandria do? Alexandria, you are going to wake up. Give me an endurance plus survival check, please. This is going to determine sort of the status of your wounds.
Yeah, sure.
You're not being tended to currently.
Oh.
Okay. So that is, I'm going to go ahead and give you a chance to re-roll that with a luck point.
Okay.
But if you don't get a success, that 19 might also hurt you.
Oh.
So just roll a d20. You're looking for 8 or lower. Okay. So you wake up like in the middle of the night coughing up blood. Yeah, you managed to after several minutes of this, you managed to sort of catch your breath and you seem to be fine again. But I am reducing your maximum HP by 2, essentially giving you 2 rads. It's not going to be cured by Radaway though. Just as you wake up kind of exhausted, having done all that coughing in the evening.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, both of your injuries will remain treated rather than healed.
I go to the nearest doctor and ask him if there's anything he can do for this.
So Alexandria is going to go out and there is a medical facility, and there is a doctor who I do not have a name for because I'm reskinning this place. So if someone in chat or someone here among our wonderful players would give me a name of the person who runs this medical facility, I would be very grateful. I'll take the first name that comes up, although I'm not actually looking at the chat at the moment. Charles.
I love it.
Doctor, thank you very much. Charles Bandersnatch, yes.
Dr. Bandersnatch.
Yes.
Excellent name.
Yes, that's the name. Perfect. Excellent. Wonderful. The clinic is open, and Dr. Bandersnatch will answer the door readily and sort of welcome you, and immediately, like, look at the splint on your arm, and look at the way you're walking, and like hear it in your voice. Immediately, he says, "Sit down."
Yes, sir. I'll do that very quickly.
I'm going to give you a choice. I'm going to let you decide, because this is a very quick job. This is not like the long-term care that you really need. I'm going to go ahead and take one of your injuries, either the torso injury or the arm injury, and you can change that from treated to healed, but the other one is going to stay treated. What do you value more, your torso or your arm?
I mean, it's my left arm, so who cares? My torso.
You got it. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he's able to, through a series of stim packs and some adjustments, like moving your ribs back to where they're supposed to be, will be able to allow you to heal that particular wound, but the arm is still going to bother you.
Yeah.
So let's put that into your torso. Fine. Excellent. Perfect. Wonderful. So that's your day.
How many caps will that cost, Doc?
Let me take a look. I don't know that he actually charges. I mean, I know he does in the game. Let me take a look. Dugout in. It doesn't actually say in the module. I'm gonna say like I don't know, 10 caps for the supplies. Like, he's not making a profit off of this, but like 10 caps for the stuff he had to use.
Okay, that sounds fine. Are you gonna change that, or should I?
You go ahead and change that in your own sheet.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you're spending
work.
I'm sorry?
Like how will buying items work?
Same deal. If you go into the items menu on the far right, you can search for the item you want.
Just drop it into the party sheet?
And drop it. So what you want to do is you want to see the cost of it, which is in there. It'll say, and deduct that from your sheet, and then you can drop it directly into your own inventory from the menu. It's fine. Like I said, I
Okay.
trust you all to be fair about this. We're not going to role play every single transaction. So while that's happening, so buying and selling stuff and mostly getting treated. So let's talk to the two handies. What are the two of you doing? Are you just cleaning forever? Are you exploring? What are the two of you up to, like sort of during the day?
Nancy did purchase a hacking module.
Nice.
So slightly better at that. But I think mostly just cleaning.
It is the
making
cleanest
sure the
room in the
is
dugout inn.
order.
The dugout inn is not
Yeah.
like a nice place. It's a nice place now, like steamed sheets and everything.
Yeah. Maybe this could be my new home because I feel very at home because Nancy was working in a motel, and this is probably the nicest establishment that she has seen after the bombs have fallen. So this could be my new calling as you know, a handy maid.
Blissy, are you also staying in the room, or are you going to go out exploring during the day?
I think that Sally will have taken the instruction to ask about the promised land a bit too literally, and is maybe wandering around asking people about it.
So you use the words promised land?
Yes.
Awesome, love it. All the subtlety of a brick through a window.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, oh man, this is gonna be fun. Go ahead and first off, what do you actually say to people? Like you're asking about this. Let's say I'm a Diamond City guard and you're floating up to me. What are you actually saying to me?
I am saying that I am looking for the promised land. Me and my friends have been told we can find out how to get there here. Do you know where it is?
The promised land is what you
Yes.
said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess the best place you could go would be the chapel. Maybe. It's right over yonder. I can't believe I just said yonder. That was me, not the character.
Okay, let's go explore the chapel then.
The All Faiths Chapel. Why am I not seeing it? Okay, I'm not seeing all of the things on my list here. So I'm going to have to try to remember it. It's fine. So, the All Faiths Chapel. You see, first off, as you approach, it is like new construction. This place is fairly recent. And it is, I don't know quite exactly where it is, because again, my module doesn't seem to be giving me that information right now. But there is a note outside of it and sort of a ribbon that you can see has been cut across it and still sort of hanging there. And on the door is nailed a sign that says, "First rounds on me at," what did I call it before? The Colonial Tap House, Clements.
So that's who we're looking for, isn't it? Clements.
Correct.
Okay. I think we should go and find Clements.
Edgar, you make some drugs, but what else do you do during the day? That doesn't take all day. What else you got for the day?
Did we do anything about repairs while I was away?
There are repair kits available from Percy, but also another repair check would be just fine now that you've got a space for it. So if you want to roll another one of those, you can definitely do that.
Okay. Yes, I will. Where are you at? Combat. Okay.
Unfortunately, the damage is pretty deep. It's pretty extensive. Like acid eats away at all the joints. They're still working at the moment, but it's going to take some serious time and some serious like replacement parts to make this work again. And
If only I had a proper lab.
We'll go ahead and
I'm
say,
sorry, Sally.
We'll go ahead and say that like word around town is two things. One, that Clemens helped build the chapel, and two, that there's a party happening at the Colonial Tap House tonight where they're going to celebrate the new chapel, essentially. So though you're not necessarily sure where he is right now, you know where he's going to be. So I'm going to ask if anybody has anything else they want to do during the day before we get to you all sort of congregating at the Colonial Tap House that evening. No? Okay. So it's a full-on party. It's a full-on party. Everyone is jumping around. Like there's a lot of drinks going around, not jumping around, but there's a lot of talking, a lot of sort of jostling. It's kind of crowded. And as you approach, I'm going to say now, so the module says that there is a bar brawl happening. And then it's hard to find Clemens because of the brawl. But I kind of want to build something with you all. So we've got this bar. It's super packed. You're coming up. Tell me a little bit, someone, if you would be so kind, tell me about what's the crowd like right now? Are they really rowdy or are they still just kind of talking?
There's a giant conga line.
There's a conga line happening. Excellent. I love it. Someone's playing like a stand-up bass and a banjo, two people, obviously. And yeah, there's a big old dance happening. That actually is pretty convenient because it makes it easier to maneuver through the room as opposed to a bunch of people just randomly standing around. So you're able to get in. The handy robots have a little bit of a hard time because when people are really up close, the jets can be a bit of an issue. Are the two of you going into the room proper or are you staying outside the bar?
What did the humans direct us to do?
Good question.
That's what I would do.
Edgar...
Of course you'll come with us.
Okay.
I'm not really used to ordering robots around, so I don't even think of the possibility that they would want that.
So probably just the continued come along with me is the directive. So yes, the two of you will get in there, no problem. There's a handy behind the bar, as well as a ghoul actually who's serving drinks. And on the other side of the bar is a gentleman with dark skin who definitely fits the definition, or not the definition, the description of Clemens that you've been getting from around town. People are like, yeah, this is the guy. He helped out with the chapel. You can see him. He's engaged in a conversation with someone, laughing, drinking, and seeming to have a pretty good time, all things considered.
I approach him and flub an introduction with a, "We were told to find you."
Oh my God. Okay. Give me a charisma speech, but the difficulty is going to be 3.
Okay.
I gotta see how this goes. You could theoretically get lucky, like really lucky.
We got some points.
Yeah.
You do have some points.
If you want to shove 2 more dice onto that.
There you go.
Okay. There we go. The charisma speech.
Yeah.
I hope.
Damn.
Yeah, there we go.
That is 3 successes. Incredible. So he looks at you for a second and kind of like, oh, that's a new one, my friend. That's a new one. Come here. You must be new in town. I don't know you. I promised the first round free to anybody. So come on over. There's a seat right here. Very much like 3 sheets to the wind, this guy.
Awesome. That sounds great.
And he will buy you. I'm gonna roll a random drink. We're gonna see what happens. This is gonna be fun.
Okay.
So random beverages. Watch it be a Nuka-Cola.
Watch it be dirty water.
Oh my god, it actually rolled dirty water. It actually rolled dirty water. So he's gonna hand a shot of like moonshine to you, as well as a can of water that smells mostly okay, but only mostly. This is a quality establishment, friends.
Clearly.
Smells
Of course.
very familiar, like we were just in it yesterday.
I don't want to be rude, so I drink it, I guess.
So you will get an extra, or you will get to re-roll a d20 on any charisma or strength checks that you make in the next scene. But any intelligence checks get a +1 to their difficulty.
Okay.
And I'm hoping you only sip the dirty water, but if you are going to chug it, just let me know now so I know what to inflict upon you.
Oh no, I'm absolutely only sipping this because it's just like I don't want to be rude, but you did kind of just give me gross looking water.
How about Edgar?
Is he also presented with a dirty water and a shot?
If you are approaching as well, no, I'm gonna roll on the table again. That was too good.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Yeah, he will give you. Oh my god, I rolled dirty water again. So it's gonna be.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's gonna be the same thing, right? A shot of moonshine and a dirty water. Yes.
So Edgar does shot and then a chaser, but the other way around, where the moonshine
is the chaser.
Is the chaser overriding the dirty water?
I love it. Very good. So now that you are sort of there, I would like to invite you to spend some action points to be able to ask some questions and get some answers. You can spend up to 3 action points for up to 3 questions that you can ask that, because he's wasted and very happy with you, especially since you apparently drank his prank shots. He's very happy with you. So if you spend up to 3 action points, you can get up to 3 answers.
I mean, we have 3 action points.
We do. I don't know if we want to spend all of them before getting into a combat, but
if only there was some way for the viewers. If only there was some way for the viewers to give you more action points by clicking on one of the many donate buttons around the screen.
If only.
I would say at least 2, right? We should use at least 2.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So
above board, I don't really
I'm going
know
to give
what to
you
ask,
all
to be
a
honest.
moment to think about the questions you want to ask. And I'm going to go ahead and let you spend the action points one at a time. We'll say 1 action point for 1 question, but you let me know what question it is you want me to answer. This isn't like a genie thing. This is a drunk guy thing. But let me know what you want to ask.
Is this a genie thing where we got to be like a real specific?
No, in fact, being vaguer might be better because this guy's pretty hammered.
Okay.
Okay, wait, why are we asking questions and not like saying why we're here?
That's part of it, right? If you say why you're here, you're doing it with some sort of intent, right? You're gonna try to also get something out of him. So that's probably part of it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Think of it less as a question and any statement, whether interrogative or not, that could lead to like more information is what the action point is for, the information that we're getting, not necessarily the question that we're asking.
So action point 1.
Nancy, yeah.
Why are we here?
Mila told us to come here and ask.
Yes, I mean, what do we want to tell him?
I would tell him that. I mean, he probably knows.
I mean, we're here looking for Gek, right? Above board.
Yeah.
Yes, above board. And this is actually a good thing to remind the viewers as well. The thing that brought you to Diamond City is that Mika, the vault dweller, was claimed to know the location of a Garden of Eden creation kit which is a piece of vault tech that essentially takes like a square mile and completely terraforms it into something lush and verdant, and is obviously a very, very powerful piece of equipment. And she said she wanted to use it to bring her fellow scientists from her vault to, quote, the promised land. That was her quote. And then she said, meet Clemens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of just bring it up. I go, so, Clemens, me and my friends here, we were told to meet you. There was a girl that we met outside of Vault 9095, and she was really badly hurt. And when we talked to her, she mentioned that she was looking for a Gek so that she could find the promised land.
Whoa, 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 shh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, first off, be careful with the G word. Secondly,
sorry.
Who did you say? Who did you say sent you?
Mika.
Mika. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, in that case, that's probably okay. How is she? Where is she? Is she back?
No, I'm very sorry to tell you that she died there, and we gave her a burial. We're completely willing to tell you where her grave marker is, if you'd like to pay her respects.
He'll look over at Edgar, like hoping that you're gonna say this is a prank of some sort.
I'm sorry, this is not a prank.
He just kind of looks up and tilts his head like a dog trying to understand a weird noise. Like, I don't know what this look means.
Another round of what I just gave them, please.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, she really. How? What? We should wait. No, not here. Not here. We should talk later.
That's totally understandable, sir.
But you used a word that you should not use outside of me. Okay, it's a very dangerous word. It might bring the wrong kinds of ears. So just let's talk.
Okay.
Where are you staying?
We're staying at the Dugout Inn, sir.
Okay. In fact, that's perfect. That's actually absolutely perfect. Why don't I meet you there? I'll meet you there tonight. I'm gonna need to go and get some oxy pills and get myself sobered up a little bit. But why don't I meet you in a few hours in your rooms so that we're away from all these prying ears? Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm really sorry that I had to tell you about the death of your friend.
Well, I mean, it was always a possibility. She always did have ambitions and hubris, but
yeah. We didn't know her for long, but I'm sure every one of us can attest that she seemed like a really good person.
He'll stand up and he'll say, I'll see you in a few hours. And he'll sort of kind of walk and half stagger his way out the front door. What do you all do?
I take the entire shot of moonshine.
I'm not going to double up the effects, especially since, or I'm not going to double up the effects. It just extends the duration. So it's going to last through the next scene as well. That said, I do need a endurance plus survival check from you, please. We are checking for addiction.
That is fair. Let's see. Endurance, survival. Can I add another? Do we need to spend an AP on the questions that we asked?
Yes, I will go ahead and deduct that one. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
And yeah, if you wanna spend an action point, you definitely can.
Yeah. Let's see. Endurance, survival. Darn.
So
close.
I'm gonna say that you're not like full on addicted at this point. I'm just gonna say that Alexandria definitely likes the feeling that she's got right now. I'm not gonna impose any of the addiction benefits or penalties. I'm sorry, just penalties on you just yet. But sort of for future role play, that actually straight up relaxed her right away. Like that was a really rough like few days, and like that just cleared everything right up. She feels great.
Yeah.
How about other folks? What are you up to? Let's go with Edgar, and then we'll talk to the handies.
Well, that was actually pretty concise. I think we just go with him. Like,
he's gonna go off to his own place for a bit to kind of try to sober up. But if you wanna head back to the room and just wait, you can. But he's gonna be a couple hours. I'm just giving you another chance to do anything in the city that you might want to do before we move on.
yeah. I think I'm good.
Okay. Handies. Anything else besides cleaning rooms and asking about promised lands, which you're not doing anymore? What else you got like in the few hours?
Is Sally completely repaired?
Is she? No. I believe the last repair check was a failure. So if you wanted to roll a repair check, you can.
Yeah, I would like to do that. Maybe not in the bar.
Yeah.
You know, we could go somewhere else and do that.
Totally. Yeah, and again, you've got a room that you've rented, right?
Yeah.
That will,
we
by
could
the
go
way, be
there.
another 5 caps per person for the next night, just so you know. But yeah, you can definitely get into the room. You can do the repair check. So go ahead and give that a shot.
Okay, is it just straight up repair?
There's a little plus next to the repair in the combat tab.
Oh.
It says first aid, but if you click on it, it can go to repair, and you can just drag the plus onto the player you're trying to heal.
Interesting.
And you do get your success, so that will be 3 points of damage, not fully completely healed, not fully completely repaired, but definitely you managed to shore up some of the joints that were like really about to fall apart.
Thank you.
And you can be sure there is no further damage being done.
Okay, good.
So let's go ahead and fast forward, right? Let's go ahead and fast forward to where the repairs have been made. Edgar's been kind of sitting around, and you get a knock on the door of one of your 2 rooms, and Clemens enters. And I'm going to say you've already spent 1 action point to get some information just to get you here. And I'm going to go ahead and give you 1 more, because you never actually asked him a question in the bar. You just introduced yourself and he did this. So I'm going to go ahead and give you your first inquiry. Like, you're not necessarily interrogating him, but like, what information are you looking for from him? I know I'm putting every single one of you on the spot all at once.
Yeah.
So let's do a little bit of a recap as to what you know already. Yeah. You know there's a Gek involved. You know he did not react well to that word being used in public. You know that Mika told you that you should tell him that you were seeking the Promised Land. And you know that the Gek is probably hidden somewhere that Clemens might know. Those are the things you already know. So what are you looking to get out of Clemens right now?
Nancy wonders what his plans for the Gek are.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So he actually is kind of taken aback by the question. And he says, I mean, I'm not a scientist. If I had the Gek, I suppose I'd just leave it buried. It seems like the sort of thing that's going to bring a lot of attention, and I definitely couldn't sell it. It's way too valuable to be sold without some serious eyes on it. It's not mine though, so thankfully not my call to make. If you want to spend a second action point, you can ask a second inquiry.
But we only have the one action point.
That's technically currently right now true. Although there are options for the viewers to help you out in that if they wish.
Here's what I say. Clement, I'd like to know more about who Mika was and why she wanted us to come to you asking about the Promised Land and the Gek.
And he definitely like notes that you use the phrase, and he nods and he slumps a little bit because now it's like been confirmed, right? This could have been a story up until now, but like the moment you use that phrase, he slumps a little bit more. Mika, she was obsessive. She was trying to pinpoint the absolute safest region to use the Gek so it wouldn't cause harm. The thing about a Gek is that it takes all of the matter, all of the material in a radius, and converts it into something else. It is literal terraforming. And that sort of thing can be very, very dangerous. If it was set off in the middle of a city, for example, it would be devastating. So she was looking around the Commonwealth for the safest place to set this thing and to start a new life for her and for her her co-workers.
Would it not make sense to, as I understand it, most of the vaults have been abandoned. Would it not make sense to terraform something near there, because there is already shelter and perhaps some supplies, but it is somewhere that could be made into a home or homes?
I suppose that's a possibility. I am charging you the one action point, although that was excellent. But I'll also offer, well, here's what I'll say. And his voice gets low even though you're in private. The proprietor of the Dugout Inn, Vladimir Bobrov, Mika made a deal with him, and he gave her access to his fallout shelter underneath this inn. If the Gek was anywhere, it would be there. But it's really important to her that it be used right, that it be used to help people right now, that it be used to find a safe place. She was very passionate about this, and it's very difficult to believe that she's gone. If you go down there and if you take this thing, promise me that you'll use it well.
I will.
Oh, well,
we will. We all will.
yes, of course.
We'll.
In her honor.
Yeah.
All right. And he looks at each of you. He says, I'm not going to go down with you. My memories are a little bit too sharp right now, but here's the key. And he'll hand it over to who reaches forward to take the key.
I will, if nobody else wants to.
Okay. He will hand the key over to Alexandria. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like above board. If somebody else wanted it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think Edgar is very quick to like grab things and take them.
Shiny.
Yeah. So if in character people hesitated, I think he would have it.
And then as he's sort of walking away, he turns back around and he says, "You said there were raiders after her, right? Gunners?
We don't think it was anything so fancy, but if you think that we might be chased by these raiders, we'll make sure to keep our eyes out.
Just be careful."
They
Thank you.
They were after this, or maybe they didn't know what it was, but they did know that she had something technologically powerful, and that's why they were after her.
That's true.
They might know what the Gek is. I don't know.
And with that, he'll go ahead and withdraw. Does anyone have anything they want to do before we fast forward to the bunker? We have about an hour left of play. So I think our timing's going really well right now. So far, so okay. What do you got?
Alexandria takes some notes in her journal.
Absolutely. Do you leave in the middle of the night or do you wait until the day?
What do you mean?
Like when you're heading down to the bunker, because it's nighttime currently, right? The conversation happens at nighttime after a couple hours after the bar. Are you gonna go down to the bunker like right now, or are you gonna wait? How's it gonna go?
I'll leave that to my teammates.
Do we know where the entrance is?
Yeah. And in fact, the kid behind the counter can probably get you there. Who should have had a Russian accent now that I think about it.
Oh well.
I feel like we should. I'm just thinking out of character. I feel like we should, not like broadcast that we're going into the bunker. Like maybe pay the kid to do something else and then go in. And I don't think anybody should know.
If you throw in if someone throws in 5 caps, I will give you a difficulty 0 charisma speech check to convince the kid not to say anything.
Okay, I'll throw in 5 caps.
Who's got the charisma speech to do it?
Me.
Go for it.
Okay.
This is difficulty 0, so you can just succeed if you prefer, or you can generate some action points. I'll go ahead and give you 1 action point for that success. And yeah, the kid is 100% okay.
Cool.
I did not see you. And he sort of turns aside and motions towards we're gonna say, because it's awesome, like there's a keg in a back room that you have to sort of move aside, and there's a trap door underneath, and you're able to descend into this bunker. And you follow through the cobweb-infested underground tunnel for what feels like hours, through dark corridors lit by faint blue floor lights spaced out every 20 feet. It is uncertain who built the tunnel or why, but its stony walls are carefully constructed and have managed to survive an apocalypse without crumbling. At last, you arrive at a metal access ladder that leads up to a hatch above. To the right of the ladder is a thick steel door with a password-protected keypad that blinks at regular intervals with an eerie red light. So there's a thing going up to the surface, and there is a sort of, I don't want to say vault door because it's not a vault door, but like a reinforced metal door with a terminal next to it on the wall.
A bank vault door.
Kind of like that, yeah. What do you do?
Well... Who has the best hacking ability?
Wait, don't we have a key? Don't we have like a key? Is it for a keypad?
Keypad.
As you look closer, there is definitely like a backup lock on the door. Yeah.
Okay, can we take a look at the key, see if it has any numbers on it?
If the key has like numbers written on it?
Yeah, like for the keypad. I don't know.
Oh no, I got you. It looks like this is one of those times where you can either get in through the terminal or you can just put the key in. Like,
Okay.
two different ways to get in.
Guess we put the key in.
The bunker is a Spartan concrete room supported by numerous old rusted pillars that hold up a wooden ceiling. The floor is littered with empty food wrappings, broken and discarded Nuka-Cola bottles, and random trinkets. Broken down machines from before the Great War line 2 walls and seem to have been stripped for parts. Shelves create 3 aisles through the room. The shelves house many boxes, supplies, books, scrap, and personal trinkets. In the back of the bunker is a simple bed next to a makeshift kitchen. In the center aisle floats a Miss Nanny utility robot painted white. Its 3 arm-like mechanical appendages hang beneath its spherical body, like I need to describe what a handy looks like, bending and pointing at you with high-tech pincers. Its eyes, 3 ocular cameras, crane from the top of its dome, expanding their lenses to shine pink light towards the door. The kind voice of a woman with I cannot do a French accent, echoes from the robot. "Oh, there you are, Miss Mika. I was getting so worried about you. Welcome home. I do hope that you have been eating well and drinking plenty of water."
I tried to softly break the news to the robot, unsure if it would actually even register.
Let's see.
Mika's
So
dead.
you come in. She registers that you're there. Doesn't seem to be too agitated until you start talking. And once you start saying like Mika is dead, now I'm gonna need. Let's go with it's a charisma or intelligence plus speech test. But fun fact, fellow handies get a 1 difficulty drop.
Oh.
So it's difficulty 1 instead of 2. So you're looking for either an intelligent speech, in which case you are appealing to her logic, or a charisma speech, in which case you're trying to convince her that what you're saying is true and that you're not just trying to steal all her stuff by lying to her.
I feel like it's safer if one of the Mr. Handies do it, even if my charisma plus speech is relatively high.
And there is
Sally,
there is some
check like?
precedent for this, right? You know, rest in peace to Mr. Gutsy.
Yeah.
So why don't we have one of you roll to assist and the other of you roll to actually attempt to persuade?
Okay. I have a 7 for this roll.
Yep. I have 7 charisma and 3 speech.
So that's a 10.
Okay.
So we'll probably want
yours
to have
is higher.
Yeah. So go ahead,
Okay,
Nancy.
so I'll just assist.
Roll that assist. A success, but also a complication. I'm just going to go ahead and take those action points. So you do get the success, though. So Sally, go ahead and roll either charisma or intelligence plus speech, and you get 3 dice instead of 2. You also do have 2 action points. 2 successes. Roll me 1 more d20.
Oof.
Okay, just checking. You do get 1 action point out of that. And so you explained to her, go ahead and tell me what you're explaining. Blissey, Sally was the one that did the primary role. What does she say to this nurse handy to try to get her to understand what's actually happened?
So I would say that we're here to continue Mika's mission. She brought us here to help you realize what her plans were. So although she's not come back, she sent us instead, and we're here to help.
And you're sure she didn't simply take a rest, perhaps?
Yeah, we are absolutely sure.
And all of her eye stalks sort of droop down to below the top of her head. And she sort of turns away from you, even though her back eye stalk is still pointing in your direction. What a shame. What a shame. Poor Miss Mika. She worked so hard to make the world a better place. Please excuse me, dearies. I think I need to be alone for a moment. And she kind of almost like you hear sounds of crying coming from the speakers on this nurse handy. I'm going to go ahead and put Clara on the combat encounter, or on the combat tracker for no reason whatsoever. But I'm going to put her on there as a friendly because, yeah, that was a successful persuasion. What do we do now?
Nancy will comfort Clara, in handy solidarity.
I love it. I love it so much. This handy would do anything for you. It's gutsy all over again.
I'll try to comfort it too, but I'll maybe not do as well.
It's very difficult to give a reassuring pat to metal. You can't quite tell if it was even felt or not, but you do your best.
Yeah.
Edgar is the first to notice that there is a locked drawer at the bottom of the nightstand next to the bed. And it's locked with a pretty heavy duty lock. That's what draws your attention to it. Like you look down at it and you go, wow, that's a big lock.
Oh. What do you all reckon was now I'm being weird about vernacular. What do you guys think was in there? And he just like points to this giant lock.
Is it a was or is it an is? Is it still in there?
Oh, the bottom drawer is currently unlocked. You can open. If Mika sent you here, and if she is truly gone, then she would want you to have it.
Only halfway through that. As soon as you can open it, it's open.
So the Garden of Eden creation kit isn't much to look at. It looks like a small silver briefcase emblazoned with the letters GECK on it. Attached to the side of the briefcase is a small transmitter device that is currently turned off. The briefcase does not seem to have any locking mechanisms at all, but it is closed. And Rast will sort of step forward and look down. He'll say, wow, that's what it looks like? Are we sure that's it? That's very small. I would have expected something bigger.
Well, it does say it right on the front. Nothing that says things can be wrong.
Well, in that case, and he'll stand up more straight and he'll say, I'm going to need you to go ahead and hand that over to me, please. Oh, I'm sorry. Edgar, my offer still stands. We could use that to make the world a much better place. I might be able to replicate whatever's in that briefcase. And when it comes to perfecting humans, we're sort of in the business of that. So think about that. But I'm afraid for the rest of you that wasn't a request. And behind him, in military fatigues, appearing out from like a wavering light effect, 4 mercenaries appear with guns drawn towards you. And they discard their now used stealth boys and level their guns at you. And Rast will say, I'm afraid I really must insist. And the Nancy robot is like, hold me the fuck back. Hold me back. The Nancy robot wants to jump in right away, but I'm going to give you all a chance to decide what you're going to do. In fact, let's go ahead. Oh, no, you tell me what you're going to do first, because if you act in a certain way, you might get some bonus actions.
I have a really stupid thing that I want to do, but I also don't want to hog the spotlight if somebody else wants to.
Do it.
Oh, no.
It's not a baseball.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now I have no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
It's 4 guys who just unstealth like behind Rast, right?
Yes. Between you and the exit.
Okay.
That said, I do want to mention there is on the other side of that exit, there's a ladder that goes up to the surface, like right there. So if you can get past them, you could definitely get up there. But what do you got for me?
I think Edgar, like when they unstealth and they've got guns leveled, he's gonna pull out his own 10mm and say, "Rast, get down!" and shoot one. Like completely not understanding the dynamics of this situation, just knowing that 5 guys with guns came behind Rast.
I love it. Roll it. This happens
Okay.
before combat, so go ahead and roll that attack.
We
Friends,
need to
no,
see the
before
guys.
we do anything, hold on. Pause really quick. This is important, and I want to make sure I say this to both the players and the folks at home. This is the fight, okay? This is the final confrontation. This is the end of the module. There is a very real chance, these folks are not a joke. There is a very real chance that there could be character death here. So A, player characters keep that in mind, and B, folks at home, remember that there are various ways that you can help the player characters out or hinder them through the donation buttons below. So just wanted to throw that out there before our final encounter. Go ahead and Edgar, go ahead and take your shot.
Okay.
Let me,
also,
right, you
while I'm
can't
rolling-
because I have not put it into the thing yet. 1 second.
While this is happening, just also a reminder, because we're getting into a very intense situation, that we did in fact have a session 0 and like discussed things, and everybody's being safe here.
Yeah. Good reminder. Thank you very much. Safety tools are very important. Okay, so I'm changing Dr. Rast to hostile. And I'm putting the 4 gunners on the track. Can you see them?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Also, Nancy is on the track, as well as all of you. No Mr. Gutsy, F in chat. So we are starting with you, Edgar, because you're taking your shot.
I'm taking a shot at one of these guys. Let's just say Gunner 1. Why not?
Sure.
Head as always.
That does hit, no problem. Vats helps you once again. What do you think?
Oh God.
You got 2. I got 4.
I'm at the top of the order. Okay. All right. I'm gonna spend all of these, but I have a plan.
Fair enough. Go ahead and spend it.
I have a plan to get a fair amount back by the end of my turn. Gunner 1 takes some damage.
Hits him in the left arm and
Even
like
though you aimed at the
absolutely explodes through his elbow.
Yeah.
His left arm.
I can't click the aim head because then it'll make the difficulty.
Oh,
higher.
I see. No. You were right though. That should be the. Oh no, but I would have changed that. It's fine. But no,
okay.
It's all good. You deal 10 points of damage. I will go ahead and say it hit him in the head because that was your stated intention. Which actually does just a touch more damage. And he is like his helmet just blows clean off. And like you can hear his neck crack as it flips back. And he sort of like staggers back against the wall and is going to be dazed for the beginning of his next turn. Not dead though. And with that, we are going to go to Dr. Rast, who is going to go ahead.
As it, like after the shot, I'm gonna again yell to Dr. Rast, like, "Hey, get behind us. We'll protect you."
Sure. Dr. Rast is gonna go down to one knee like he's holding his head, and he's gonna say, "Get the Gek and get out of here," or "Get the Gek and let's get out of here." You're holding it, right? Or
yeah, I've already got it.
Yeah, he'll wave at you. Let's get out of here. And I'm going to let you decide how that goes. I'm not going to make any rolls or anything. I'm going to let you decide how that plays out. He is going to actually sort of begin to scramble his way past the soldiers who seem more interested for whatever reason in everyone else in the room.
For whatever reason.
Clara, Clara, the robot, not Nancy. Now we've got 3. We've got 3 2-syllable handy robots. So please, for God's sake, forgive me when I get it messed up. Clara is going to.
Nancy and Sally.
She actually is going to make a quip of some sort. Give me a second. She's going to say, "Ooh, someone has been a naughty boy," and is going to float forward towards the one that got shot, and is going to attempt to attack with the buzzsaw. So let's give that a shot. Does hit for an extra bonus, or for an extra AP. Oh, this is going to be so bad. Someone has been a naughty, naughty boy, and his sternum is just ripped open from top down by the buzzsaw.
Ouch.
He has just enough time to look down at his chest before he collapses, passes out, and dies. This is Fallout, friends. We're going to get a little graphic.
I love that every time that we have someone describe the way that an enemy dies, we just spaghetti movie it, where it's just they're alive for a little bit and they're like, crap.
Edgar, it's your turn, and I am fascinated to know what you're going to be doing this turn.
Okay. All right. I'm going to need your help because I don't think that Fantasy Grounds is going to let me do to action points what I want to do.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm scared.
Using a chem is a minor action, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait. No, inhaler. Ultra jet.
The Ultra Jet. It was the Chekhov's Ultra Jet. It had to be used. Really quick.
Immediately gains 6 action points.
Amazing.
What?
Excellent. So you inhale this thing, and the whole world seems to become like people are in slow motion, and you're able to jet through like Fry on too much coffee.
In addition, if I use action points to take an extra action, it costs 1 less.
Okay. So 1 point per major action is what you're saying.
Yes.
Excellent.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Okay, this is gonna be janky as hell, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, this is gonna be some absolute nonsense. Okay. Pull out non-exploding baseballs.
Okay, that's 1.
Throwing knives. Toss it at, I guess, gunner number 2.
Sure. Now, the difficulty still increases if you keep attacking people, right? Like that's still a thing?
I assume so.
Okay, so throw that baseball. God knows you'll probably crit a million times again like you did against the mole rat.
Going to spend... Hold on, where's my math? Gonna spend 1 action point on an extra d20.
Sure.
Gunner 2.
You hit with 2 successes, so you'll get that action point back. Or with 3 successes.
Excellent. 3 action points for more damage dice.
Okay. Okay, so 4 points of damage. Very respectable.
Yep. Yes. Okay. Can you take it down 1 point for another major action?
Yeah, I got you. I'm just gonna say it's a minor action, but go for it.
Oh, okay. That I guess I could have done that. Use 1 point for another d20 to this second roll against Gunner 2.
Okay, this is gonna be a difficulty of 2 instead of 1.
That's fine.
Good God, man. Okay, so 3 successes. So that's still 1 action point left because your target number of successes was 2. So you hit him again. And on his right arm, the pitch hits him so hard that once again you hear the bone snap. Or what were you aiming for?
I'm sorry. I keep not clicking the thing because I honestly this time I just forgot.
Gotcha.
Both of them are head.
You were both aiming for the head. Okay, that's important because
Everything's head.
He's got armor on certain parts and different armor on other parts. So you hit him in the head, and I swear to God, you are Scout from Team Fortress 2. Like you hit him in the head with a baseball, and the guard goes woo, 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 woo. Like cannot tell up from down, which is important because it's Gunner 2's turn. He is going,
and this is done.
Wait. Oh no, you still have shit. You still have stuff to do, don't you? This is Ultra Jet.
Because he's taken 9 damage, and I know that it was resisted, sort of.
There was some resistance because of armor and stuff. Yes.
Okay. Is it the same armor on his head?
He is wearing a helmet.
Okay. All right.
Like I'm not going to give you relative values, but yeah.
Okay, then that's fine. That didn't do anywhere near as much as I wanted it.
You can technically use a luck to re-roll 3 damage dice. Maybe the 1 and 2 of the zeros.
You know what?
Or
That's
just
an
the 2
excellent
zeros.
point.
It says up to 3.
I will go ahead and do that. Whoop, that's not the right dice.
Yep.
Nope. Okay.
Hey, you took your shot. You've already been a baseball like murderer up to this point.
And then as long as they're free, I'll take another minor action to pull out another baseball.
You got it. So Gunner 2 is reeling from just being hit in the head with 2 baseballs, I believe. Or was it 2 different people? Anyway, just got hit in the head.
No, it was the same person.
Can't quite remember himself. He is going to spend 2 action points to take an additional major action because he's stunned. He can't take his regular major action. And he's going to go ahead and attack Edgar, who keeps hitting him in the head with goddamn baseballs. That'll be a crit. He'll generate 1 action point. And just checking, it is fire rate 2. So I'm going to spend 2 ammo to do a little bit more damage to Edgar. Edgar, you get like a hole in your lab coat and a really nasty burn on your chest. Like it hurts like hell, but you are not severely wounded just yet. Gunner 3, you've got.
Why? What did I do to you?
You've got the GAC. Gunner 3 is going to go ahead and attack you as well. And will not only miss, but will attempt to take the shot, and the laser will begin to like almost glow in his hands. And he drops it on the ground and like shakes his hands off as he's holding overheated metal. And he like blows on his hands. And then he's going to go ahead and reach back and pull a combat rifle. But he can't do anything more. Oh, that's true. I've got 3 AP. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 AP for an additional major action. We're going to attack one more time. Except this one is a +1 difficulty. He will not hit with the combat rifle.
Oh my god, that was almost 2 crits.
That was almost 2 crits. Gunner 4 is going to go ahead and take a shot with the laser gun at the very upsetting Nurse Handy, who is laughing as she cuts the spleen out of his compatriot. So he's going to go ahead and attack that one. Clara. He will crit and grab. Oh, wait, wrong thing. No, that's not your action point. It's mine. And he'll go ahead and deal some damage. Awesome. It is Nancy's turn.
Is Rast still within range?
Rast is in the room, yes. He has not left. He is behind the gunners.
Okay, so not really accessible. He's not really a target.
You know, there is one gunner who is still kind of dazed and one gunner who's dead. You could probably get to Rast if you wanted to, yes.
Is he in a different zone?
I would like to.
He is not in a different zone. No, he's about to exit the room, but he has not gotten out yet. He's not leaving without the GAC.
Okay, I'm going to target Rast with my laser.
Okay. You hit. Deal that damage.
All right, Nancy, let's go.
Oh, in the head. Okay. So he is currently wearing his gas mask. I would like you to describe what this looks like as you hit him in the head with your laser for a huge amount of damage. He's not going to die, though, so it's just an injury.
Sure. His gas mask is shattered. The eyepieces are shattered. And then as that glass retreats, it's going to cut him, like, not necessarily in the eyes, but, like, back.
Like, melts around his face. Yeah, like melted glass on his forehead and, like, his cheeks.
Yeah.
Oof. Gross. Rough. Anything else before we move on?
No.
Alexandria.
Okay. How does rallying work again?
Rallying means that you can make a roll of your choice. Just you give me some RP, tell me why you're using it and how you're using it, and then you get to roll a difficulty 0 challenge for the purposes of generating action points. So what are you doing, and what roll do you want to make?
Can I threaten or scare Dr. Rast?
Yeah, that seems absolutely reasonable. That seems like a charisma speech, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
I yell at Dr. Rast. God damn it, you fucker. We've spent all this time working together. You may have fooled Edgar, but you haven't fucking fooled me. I'm gonna come for you.
I'm just trying to make sure it
What?
gets to a place where it can do the most good.
Right.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by that?
So, Alexandria, you do the thing. Roll me a difficulty 0 charisma speech. Oh. Okay.
Wait.
I'm gonna say.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Can I re-roll the crit?
With a luck? Yes, you
bad.
can. Yes, you can.
No, not with luck. With terrifying presence.
Oh, yes, absolutely you can. Yes, that's right. You
Ooh.
took terrifying presence. And that is, I believe, a success. Yeah, you're looking for an 11. You got a 6. Okay, so
Awesome.
for just a moment, it looked like everyone was turning to you and like just all leveling their guns at you at once. But then you managed to pull out like the perfect quip. And I'm going to say that is indeed 1 action point for everybody as they appreciate your cleverness and intimidation.
Okay.
It is Sally's turn.
So I would also like to aim at Dr. Rast as well.
Okay.
And I am just going to go straight in there with my flamer
Nice.
and try and cause as much damage as possible.
You're going to get a free reroll of one of these D20s because you specifically told me you're aiming, which is a minor action. So go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay.
Excellent. You do get a free reroll on that 6, so you might want to go ahead and roll one more D20. You're aiming for 5 or less.
Okay.
Okay, no action points, but you still do hit. Go ahead and roll me that damage. A flamer has a fire rate of what? I'm looking for it too. Don't worry.
4.
A 4. That means you can spend 4 flamer rounds to get 4 extra damage dice.
Well, I have 18 rounds, so I think I will spend them.
So while you're holding the damage, hit the right click 4 times, and then just make sure you check your ammo afterwards.
Okay.
Absolutely brutal.
Oops.
That's okay.
Sorry, I goofed that up.
Well, it's, again, the program is sometimes a little bit irritating. There we go. Okay, so which one were you going after? This is kind of important.
So I want to go after Dr. Rast.
After Dr. Rast, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do not only do you hit him and wound him for 4, you also set him on fire because there are 2 of those effect dice. On his turn, he is going to take an extra 2 energy damage until he either puts it out or escapes the situation, which is looking less and less likely. Oh, speaking of which, it is Dr. Rast's turn. He's going to look down at Edgar. What is Edgar's current like state of being? What is he looking like right now?
He's like definitely still like adrenaline high of trying to fight off these people with guns who just barged in. But there is still that very noticeable look of confusion that was on his face when it was stated that like you may have fooled Edgar. I'm like, what?
So yeah, realizing that he doesn't have as solid an ally in Edgar as he thought, I think, and given the fact that like one of his eyes, or not eyes, but one of his half his face is burned off like Harvey Dent, he's gonna go ahead and take his action and his major action to get up the ladder that's out next to the door and exit the combat. So he's just gonna jet on out of there. If someone is able to follow him in the next like round or maybe 2, maybe you'll be able to track him down. But there are still, of course, soldiers between you and them. Clara is going to turn to Gunner 2, who is currently nursing a broken arm, and is going to again, like, there's almost like a little, she's singing a little Frère Jacques, like as she's coming forward with that buzzsaw.
Amazing. I love it.
Yeah, a little bit disconcerting. You're glad it's not you that the buzzsaw is aimed at. She will miss on this occasion, though. We are back to Edgar.
I forgot. I don't know if I've made a charisma check, but I just completely forgot about the fact the formal hat makes me better at them.
That's true, but I don't think you did.
I don't think I have.
We'd have to go back to the video, but I don't think we did.
No, we're just like you ever seen Mystery Men?
Yes.
He's doing the Blue Raja thing, except with baseballs and a trench coat.
So
there's
he's
just
whipping
like,
out baseballs from his infinite baseball bag. Yes, absolutely fantastic.
He's got the trench coat like in front of him like this, and baseballs are just flying out from under it.
Ridiculous. Okay, so go ahead and roll that attack, I suppose.
Yeah, Gunner. Oh, let's put the head back on there. Gunner 2.
So its defense was 1. You got 3 successes, so that's 1, 2. So you have 3 action points now.
All right. Does anybody? Well, no, he's got heavy injuries.
This guy's already
I'll
pretty roughed up. Yeah.
I'll use 1 because this is not a terribly damaging attack.
And down he goes.
Okay, good enough.
There we go. Gunner 3 is going to run toward Edgar, and is going to use his action to attempt to grab the Gek from you. So what I need from you is a strength athletics, which I am going to contest with my strength athletics, and whoever gets the more successes is going to win. And I'm going to go ahead and drop an action point on this.
I'm very bad at this. Go ahead, use your action point.
Can we assist?
I'm going to say no, because Edgar, we described Edgar as being somewhat out in front or somewhat apart from the rest of you. Is anybody like right?
fair.
Yeah, I feel like he was kind of either out in front or off to the side. At least that's the way I had envisioned it. So I'm going to say no on this one.
I should have jury-rigged like some handcuffs so that I could have attached it to me.
He will get 2 successes.
Okay.
Use all the action points you need, buddy.
No, I'm good.
You got 1.
It would not have helped. My score is so low. I'm not.
Yeah, that's a number. That's a 4 you're looking for. So he's going to wrench the briefcase out of your hand. He's going to use my last action point to take a minor action to move toward the door, but he's not going to be able to get out. He is like at the threshold. Next turn, he'll be able to escape like Rast did. Yeah. So he's got it. Okay. He's running.
I want to know, this is like a door and then like a perpendicular hallways, yes, or like what's?
Yeah. And then when you go out the door from the bunker, you take a right and there's a ladder like right there going up to the surface. And then to the left is the long corridor you came down.
Got it. How far away is that ladder?
Not far, like 10, 15 feet at most.
Okay. I again have a stupid idea. This one does involve baseballs.
Gunner 4 is going to go ahead and take an attack on the guy that keeps throwing the baseballs around. Man, you can't just be this effective and not expect people to hit you. This
I deserve this.
Is Gunner 4. He still has his laser gun, so he'll go ahead and take an attack. That'll be 1 success for a hit. Okay, so his laser will this time hit you in the face, leading to like a forehead injury that immediately begins like seeping blood into your eye. I'm gonna say that you are dazed, and your next turn you do not get to take a minor or major action unless you spend action points. Like, you just got flashed with the brightest light you've ever seen, essentially.
Oh no. Okay.
And then Gunner 4 is going to also back up as he's shooting. And by the way, because I just haven't checked lately, Gunner 4, the laser gun does not have burst. Okay, I was just checking. You never know. He's going to back his way out towards the door as well. So the 2 of them are attempting to flee. It is Alexandria's turn.
It's Nancy's turn.
It is Nancy's turn. I keep doing that. It's Nancy's turn.
It's okay. It's okay. I would like to attack the gentleman with the Gek.
You got it? That would be Gunner 3.
We don't want him to get away.
I'm just going to put parentheses Gek. I feel like we're going to have a game of like hot potato happening in a second.
Absolutely.
So what are you up to?
Does Nancy have the ability to have a fire rate difference with the laser emitter?
Let me see. The laser emitter should have a fire rate to it.
It says have a fire rate of 2.
So you can spend up to 2 ammo to get 2 damage dice.
Interesting.
Once you hit, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to use 1 action point to give me an additional D20 as well,
problem.
Because we're in a serious situation.
I agree. Okay, it hits. That was almost a 20 right there, but it hits.
Okay, so to use the additional...
just go ahead and pick up the damage and just right-click twice, and that'll give you the extra 2 damage dice. And then you can just keep track of your own ammo.
Okay.
Oh, good Lord. Okay,
that's not so good.
So you managed to scorch his arm, but...
Can I spend a luck to re-roll?
You can re-roll up to 3 of those zeros, so go ahead and roll 3 damage dice.
Okay. Oh, I can't put it on him. Hold
No,
on.
just put it into the chat. It's fine.
Okay.
Could you do the blue die on the left?
Oh, sorry.
All good.
I don't know that that's right.
Because I'm not sure what the numbers actually mean.
That's not.
Okay, so
That was better.
one extra damage, and here's the thing: with the little face, that means an effect. So his arm will actually light on fire, which will deal a little bit of persistent damage on his turn. It is Alexandria's turn. Now it's Alexandria's turn.
Yes.
Jer, what do you got for us? I believe Jer may be muted.
There we go.
Yes,
okay,
all good.
so yeah, so I grab my other pipe gun because I have 2 pipe guns. One has the burst modification, which is what I am, which is what I'm testing for. So
perfect.
I shoot at the gunner holding the Gek in the head, but I missed.
Unfortunate. And you have to hit in order to engage the burst. So you take your shot. You do have luck. You can reroll one of them.
I will.
No sense in leaving anything on the table right now.
Yeah.
Or off the table, I guess. An 11, you were aiming for a 9. Still no good, but hey, you did everything you could. Unless you want to spend your action point, I believe that's it, because your first action was to take the weapon out, yeah? Sally, what do you got, Sally?
Take it.
Okay, I'm gonna come in with the flamer again. Actually, I'm gonna use the buzzsaw and try and aim it at the gunner who's holding the Gek to see if we can't saw off that limb.
You're trying to get the arm. I love it. I love it so much. You do have one action point to use. This will increase the difficulty by 1. So you're looking for 2 successes, not just 1. Let's see what you got. Oh, this is going to be so cool if it works.
Shall I just roll it into the chat rather than on
that's fine.
the gunner? Yeah. Oops.
You were looking for a... Wait. You're looking for a 7. You get a 12 and a 10. That does not hit. You can use a luck to reroll one of those.
Yes, please.
Pick up a d20. You're looking for a 7 or less.
Oof.
I'm afraid not. So he manages to yank his arm and the Gek out from your area or from your buzzsaw.
Okay.
But Clara seems to like the cut of your jib. She's like, "Oh, I see what you're doing." So she's going to attempt the same thing. And I'm going to ask permission of the players to use one of your action points. You only have 1, so is that cool with you? Because this is in your favor, not mine, and I don't have any anyway.
I'll defer to the
I
other
say
players.
Yeah, I say yeah.
Fine.
Okay, so we'll do that. Three 16s. Are you kidding me? Unfortunately, misses. Edgar.
If you miss.
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Sure.
What do you mean there was an issue with that code?
Come on.
Ooh, we are in a very, very tense spot here. The Gek might get away. Edgar, the only thing that stands between you and the Gek getting away.
Hey, do me a favor, check your donations real quick.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
M, if you would be so... Excellent. That looks like some action points to me. I knew this was going to happen, and I am okay with it. I knew that sooner or later a player would donate for their own benefit. And you know what? It's an excellent cause, the American Heart Association, so I'm absolutely okay with it. What do you got for me?
Okay, well, I have to spend 2 action points to
do anything.
Wait, hold on.
You are dazed. You got hit in the face with a laser.
This is right. Is this 1 turn? Is this 2 turns after I use the stem, or just 1?
I don't.
Because my chemist makes it.
I think it's the 2nd turn after you use the Ultra Jet.
Okay. Because chemist doubles the duration
That's
of it.
True. So I'm gonna say, because it only lasts 1 round normally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the you've only used it for 1 round, so the Ultra Jet is still in effect. Yes.
All right. Cool. 1 action point to take a major action. 1 action point to add another d20 to this attack roll that I am about to do. Okay. What I want to do, GM.
Okay. I'm listening.
Is I want to take an explosive baseball grenade, and I would like to throw it at the door and ricochet it in the direction that they ran.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to use geometry on me. I get you. I understand.
I'm trying to use science, sir.
I'm going to say that this will be a 2 success requirement on your throwing check. If you do it, you manage to bank it pretty okay. If you don't, it's going to either reflect back into the room or be useless, depending on whether or not there are complications. So you're looking for 2 successes on this.
Okay. Hell yeah!
Spectacular. Not only do you get the 2, you get an extra action point, so you manage to bank the grenade so that it goes out the door, ricochets off the wall, and kind of rattles around where the ladder is. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then it explodes, hitting both of the gunners. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Cool. I spend another 3 action points.
I'm very surprised at that. For 6 points of damage.
It's only fair.
So the one holding the Gek, like tries to use the briefcase to shield himself, but it does not work at all. He gets blown back down the corridor the way you all came in, not into the room, but like down the corridor. And the other one gets slammed into medium range, first off, into where the ladder's at. Doesn't die, but takes some pretty serious damage. The gunners are going to go, which means that the gunner that survived is going to crawl up and out of the ladder without the Gek. And I feel like that's a good place to end the combat. Yes? Are we pursuing?
Yeah.
I would like to tend to Edgar's wounds, because even if he's idiotic dork, I'm going to heal him. I say he's an idiotic dork as if he didn't just save the entire campaign.
So, Edgar, so let's talk this through a little bit. Edgar, your first instinct is to go after them. And Alexandria's like, no, you need to stay here. We need to look at your wounds. How's this going to go down?
We could ask one of the handies if you really think we should go after them, but I need to tend to your wounds.
We should get the case, and I think Edgar like tries to take a step, but then all of the damage that he's taken catches up with him, and he just like goes down to 1 knee and is unable to pursue.
I believe the 2 robots that are the closest, there were 2 robots. One was Clara, and the other one used a buzzsaw against the guy, right? Which one was that?
I think Sally used a flamer.
I think that was Nancy.
Or was it a buzzsaw?
I think
Sally.
I used the buzzsaw to try and cut the arm off.
So Sally, you are able to look down the corridor and see where the briefcase, which actually still looks pretty much in good shape, is lying next to the very, very dead and broken body of the gunner that was holding it. So the case is there in the hallway. And I think at this point, Edgar's wounds get tended to. You all get the Gek. Eventually, whenever you go about opening it, we're kind of going to move into epilogue territory here. So when you eventually open the briefcase. Yeah, you eventually open the briefcase, and inside it says, or there's a little informational pamphlet, you know, like one of those little vault tech with a little vault person going like this, to give you instructions on how this works. And it says,
Okay.
the Gek will collapse all matter within its given radius and recombine it to form a paradise landscape so that life may begin anew. Do not use it in a populated area. To begin, simply add water and stir. Within it, you find some seeds, some fertilizer, a small, what Edgar will recognize as a cold fusion device. You've never seen one this small, but you know what you're looking at. This is definitely something very interesting and very new, but it should, in theory, work. And some other strange technology that even Edgar doesn't recognize that is currently powered off. The sound of a familiar ghostly voice fills the room. Whatever room that you're in when you open this, we'll say maybe it's your room back at the Dugout Inn. And out of a speaker inside of the briefcase, it's Mika's voice. And it says, well, if you're hearing this, then that means that I'm dead and you're now in possession of my people's Garden of Eden creation kit. Ain't that a bite? God, that was so cliche. I can't make your decisions for you. What to do with the device, how to use it. All I can say is this whole mess, how we got here, it started because the people who had power kept it all for themselves. The rest of us be damned. They took and they took and they took. And in the end, all they left behind were ashes. Several long seconds of silence follow. And when Mika speaks again, her voice chokes a little bit with emotion. My plea to you is that whatever you do, just don't be like the people who burned the world down. Use the Gek for good. Build a new, better world. And when you do, use the transmitter on the kit to find my people, find them, and save them. Bring them to the promised land. Anyhow, I guess I'll be going now. God, that sounded awful. I get to find out where to go, or where you go next, you know, after this life. I'm hoping it's somewhere green. Yeah, I dig that. And with that, the audio crackles for a moment, and an eerie silence fills the room. So I'd like to ask each of you to tell me a little bit about, now we are at 9:00 p.m. Pacific. This was when we were slated to end. So if anyone has to go, you can go. But I want to go ahead and do a quick epilogue. And most importantly, I want to know what happens to each player and what happens to the Gek. You don't have to have the Commonwealth memorized. We can figure out if you're going to do a thing with it. We can figure out later where on the map you do the thing. But let's start. I'm going to go ahead and start with Alexandria. Jer, what is Alexandria's goal going forward from here? Like, this thing just happened. What's her next move?
She's fairly clear about how she wants to use it for good and wants to honor the wish of Mika. Other than that, she doesn't have the slightest clue about where we would use the Gek.
How about Edgar? I know you don't know the Commonwealth very well, but what is your goal going forward?
Well, something that the late doctor said stuck in his head, and like almost won Edgar over right before those mercenaries came in.
Late doctor?
Yes. He's
Dr.
dead
Rast.
too, right? Like that grenade probably hit him.
Rast
he
was
got away.
Rast was out the round before you tossed the grenade.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So something Rast said kind of got with him. That they could analyze it and make more. This Gek makes one, would you say, a square mile?
Give or take.
of fertile land. That's a lot, but it's not on a global scale. On a revival of humanity and the world scale, that is nothing. We need more. So I think Edgar wants to take it back to 75, back to the labs that are so well equipped. And he wants to see if he can't reverse engineer this. Begin the process of making enough to heal the entire world.
And what do the handy robots think? Other than being like on the side of your prospective human, right? Like, what are your thought processes? Let's start with Nancy.
Nancy is curious who Mika's people are. You know, she keeps saying it. Take it back to my people. Well,
what she said
we don't
was
know who that
when you
is.
plant the thing, use the transmitter that's attached to the briefcase to contact her people.
Yeah, even that I'm suspicious because all these people that we're meeting have different motives, and it would just be nice to know like who those people are. And then where did Dr. Rast go? Now we have to worry about him. I don't know. I don't think Nancy would like the idea of reverse engineering it though. Maybe after using it, you know, use it and then see if you can make more. But to destroy it, I don't know that she would like that.
And let's talk to Sally. What's Sally's motive here? What's her next step?
I think that Sally would take the information that she's given quite literally. So with what Mika's saying, I would go with that we keep it just like it is and we don't try and make more or take more. And I think she would think very literally and sorry, a cat's just come to join us.
That's okay.
Think about what we've seen where people looked happy, and we found that picture of the men who were fishing at Stony Brook, and I think that was my first thought, that maybe we try and plant it at a place where people were happy, and just so there's one place that is unaffected by everything else that's going on.
It sounds like if we were going to do this democratically, we have 3-1 in favor of using it. So Tensei, how do you want this to go? Do you want to go ahead and have it planted and then try to analyze it after the fact, or is Edgar going to really try to be insistent that he takes it?
Edgar is at first probably a little bit defiant, and he tries to reason with people like, we don't know what using it does to the components. It sounds like it uses them all up, and that may make it very difficult to learn how to make more afterwards. We don't need to take it apart to learn how to make more. I don't think that will require more study, but and I don't think he gets that terribly far into his argument before realizing that he is so severely outvoted by people whose consciences are much stronger than his.
Clara is going to say one more thing. She's going to say, there is one more thing. Someone will have to activate it. And whoever activates it will be no more.
We can't just build a remote activation device?
In a manner of speaking, yes. I volunteer. I was Mika's guardian. And I will finish her work.
You don't need to do that, though. I was thinking something more like, I mean, with Edgar's jury rigging skills and our Pip Boys, we could use the radio frequencies to, I don't know.
To make a robot?
I
To add the water and stir?
guess. Maybe you're right.
I have no more purpose in any event. If you can make such a thing, then so be it. But I volunteer.
Okay.
We're in epilogue mode, so I'm not going to do any sort of rolling. We will choose a location for this thing later on. I am going to say that I'm going to say that Alexandria is able to rig something up that keeps Clara from having to give her life. I appreciate the jury rig perk, and I think that's going to be fine. So you managed to rig it up so that you can use the Pip-Boy to sort of remotely stir it, right? As opposed to a pre-programmed thing. And yeah, you're able to add the water, you're able to stir. And I'm going to read some last little bits of box text. The entire world around you turns white with a flash of light, not unlike ground zero of an atomic explosion. Strange colors and stars dance around your vision as the light dies, as though to some unseen music. At last, the world comes fully into view again, and the bounty of the Garden of Eden creation kit is revealed. A lush paradise of grassy plains, beautiful woods, crystal blue lakes, mineral-rich hills, and colorful flowers rarely seen since the world died so many years ago. And at its center lies the device, its components intact, waiting to be used to create a settlement worth living for, worth dying for. Not everyone is with you, although you did manage to avoid the person or having to activate the device with a person. You still have not seen Mika, or Mika is gone. The Mr. Gutsy that you freed is gone. But their sacrifice was the cost of creating the promised land that Mika dreamed of. And now, that promised land is yours. And with that, my friends, I'm going to ask if anyone happens to have a name for the settlement off the top of their heads. Chat, be nice with this one. Someone give me a suggestion for a name of the settlement. Something meaningful. We can always come up with it with the next one, but the next group, which is going to be on stream tomorrow, yes, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, so an hour later than this one started, is going to begin in this settlement. So
you're saying we don't want to name it the Chalk Zone?
Basically, yes. And if nobody comes up with something here, I can always ask group 2, because I'm going to ask them a bunch of stuff like about their characters and their situation as well, right? But one way or another, and I'll let you all think for a moment, one way or another, this settlement is founded, yeah? And there is going to be a period of 1 year between here and the beginning of the next game. So I'm just going to go around to each player, and this is going to be sort of our last little bit. And I would like each of you to tell me, what is your character up to 1 year from from the end of this game? Are they still in the settlement? Are they somewhere else? What are they doing 1 year from this moment? And I'm going to go ahead and start with Alexandria.
I'm going to need a minute to think about that.
Sure. Would somebody else like to volunteer to go first?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start with Edgar, because Edgar will at some point during the year be approached by a man with an eye patch who will once again invite you to join this institution that he's part of and put your skills to the best use. Though, given what happened before, he would approach you sometime when you're alone and not around the others.
Okay. So let's not play that out. We'll flash forward a year to Edgar in a lab, well lit, well stocked, in extreme disarray. There are machines that probably had some purpose that have been taken apart and are in piles elsewhere. There's wires strewn across a desk that lead from one thing to another. And Edgar is down at the desk, like tweaking something. He sits up and lets out a big sigh of relief. I think I'm getting there. As he holds up, it comes into camera view. It is about the bottom 1/3 of the cold fusion small device.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now let's talk to. I'm gonna mix it up again. So which hand he was with Edgar?
Nancy was.
Nancy was. Okay, it's only the last part of the last stream. It's fine. Nancy, I mean, you've been with Edgar for most of his life. Are you going to this lab with him, or are you going to stay at the settlement? What's going on with you 1 year from now?
Nancy only met Edgar after he left the vault.
Ah, okay.
So she was not in the vault. And I don't know that Nancy was invited to go.
Oh, good question.
So Rast originally said that
true.
she was.
That's true.
But then took that invite back.
That is true. Just Tensei, really quick, is Edgar going to try to bring Nancy along, or is he just going to book it?
Well, was he approached alone, or when Nancy was with him?
He would have been approached alone.
Then I think he just went alone.
Okay. So where do you see Nancy being 1 year from this after Edgar disappears?
Nancy would stay in the settlement as long as there was need for her and try to find the same type of work. You know, she's in like a hotel, maybe a hotel instead of a motel this time, you know, moving up in the world.
It's
So classy.
the settlement itself is going to start out pretty small, so probably more like an inn, but yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You can become essentially the proprietor of the inn. Like you're the innkeeper. I
Oh,
love
wow.
it. That is
Okay.
spectacular.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and talk Jair, how you feeling? What do you think? Are you still thinking?
I'm still gonna need some time to think about it.
Absolutely. It's a big choice.
Yeah.
So Blissy, what's Sally up to a year from our game?
So I think that Sally would want to stay in the settlement because I think it would remind her of the peace of the before times in the hotel. But I do think that spending time with a new group and working together probably is going to make her quite nostalgic for where she's from, and I think she would probably travel back to the hotel Rexford in Good Neighbour where she worked previously. I think she would have felt a lot from the experience, but I think it would have still called her back home.
So she stays for a while, make sure everything's up and running, possibly
Yeah.
helps out with the setting up of the inn that Nancy's going to be running, and then heads back home. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Jer, one thing I will say is that a settlement is going to need, for example, a doctor, right?
Yeah.
A settlement can't be a settlement unless there's someone there to take care of radiation and disease and the horrible injuries that come from monsters in the wasteland. Where do you see Alexandria ending up in a year?
Do I have to decide like today is my thing?
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
Because between now and next time, if your character is still in the settlement, I can describe her as being there. Do you have any sort of vague notions of which way she might want to go? What options she's weighing?
I think she's seen how well her medicine can help people around her, especially during active combat and after combat starts. So I feel like she wouldn't want to be just a doctor, but a combat medic.
I like that idea. Let's go ahead and sort of spitball that. It sounds to me like she's either going to be like one of the folks who goes around with caravans and maybe helps them out against bandits and that sort of thing, or maybe she goes off and does something else.
I was thinking closer to a settlement guard.
That's also a thing that you could absolutely do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like the thing about having a land that's this green and this lush is that there will be others who are going to seek to take it, right?
Yeah.
There will be others who will approach and try to take what's yours. Do you all, over the course of this year, contact the ecology group that Mika asked you to contact?
Yes.
I would say yes.
And with that, that's the last thing I needed to know. We're going to go ahead and end the stream there. I hope, my friends, that you had an enjoyable couple of sessions. This was a lot of fun for me, a very new system. Folks who are watching, please do go ahead and please do remember that we are streaming for the American Heart Association. You can find donation buttons down at the bottom. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can also find those in the description. If you can and you have the inclination, please do donate. Friends, this has been so fun. I'm going to stick around in chat for a little while to do some debrief. But for right now, players, say goodbye to the viewers. Viewers, say goodbye to the players. You all were so fantastic.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care, friends. See you next time.